Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to the Leeds United Career Mode, and welcome back to what is actually the season finale of Season 1 of the Leeds United Career Mode series. In terms of gameplay, this is the season finale. There's still some loose ends to tie up at the end of the season in terms of showing you other competitions, showing you who gets promoted and who gets relegated from the Premier League, and getting your votes for some awards for our award show, which will be coming in the next couple of days. So there is still things to do, but we do wrap up with, I believe, the last 7 games of the season here, and we go into this episode in this game with a pretty clear lead. I mean, it looks like we're making the top 2. Just a couple more wins buys us the league and guarantees top spot in the championship, and what has been a fantastic second half of the season where we have pulled away from the rest of the pack, and really where no one has been able to challenge us. Wolverhampton Wanderers were the ones challenging us for such a long time, and they have just dropped off the face of the planet over the last couple of episodes, over the last 10 or so games. And what has happened now is that we have just this clear advantage. We're playing with no pressure. We're able to rotate the team. We don't have to play the best players every single game, and we're just playing very freely. So we're in a very good spot at the moment, and that's translating into the performances. As you can see here, away at Fulham for the first game, we're already up 2-0, and it's just a fantastic start to the game. And like I said, I just felt the lack of pressure. I just felt it, guys. Like, sometimes in FIFA, FIFA's not always like real life football. There's very big distinct differences. But that is, I think, one thing is that pressure, I think, really does actually come into play. When you know you have to win, sometimes you do actually lock up and you don't make those free decisions. And when you get a couple of goals up, you do feel that freedom. And when you make a lead, when you get a lead at the top of the table, you do feel a bit of ease and a bit of freedom to play the football, or I guess the FIFA that you want to play. And I was definitely feeling this going into the Fulham game. They do bring one back. I think it's Rui Fonte, or Fonta, who fantastic finish that is, and Fulham do get one back. But really, this was our game. We were dominating Fulham. There's no doubts about that, I don't believe. And we do end up going 3-1 up. And in the 75th minute, I think that'll pretty much do it. And we're in great form, so I don't expect us to be losing 3-1 leads, that's for sure. If anything, I expect us to be adding on to them. So really what this episode is, guys, is just sort of wrapping up the season, just showing you guys the last 7 games. Like I mentioned before, in the next episode there'll be the voting for the awards, and then the episode after that will be the actual awards, and that'll be the real, I guess, Season 1 finale. But I'm still going to call this one the Season 1 finale, because it kind of is. The rest of the stuff is sort of between seasons. And yes, we will be doing an award show. I don't know if you guys actually are looking forward to that or not. It won't necessarily be a show. I don't know how I'm going to format it yet or structure it yet. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do that, what kind of thing, like if I'm just going to be sitting down normally, or if I'll do something special. I don't know. Maybe you guys, if you have some ideas as to how I can make the award show a little bit extra special, then you can leave them in the comment section below. But, you know, I don't know if I'll do anything special, but we will be going through some various categories, and you'll see what those categories are in the next episode, where you'll be able to vote on them as well. So there'll be some fan-voted stuff, and of course the Billy Bremner Award will be given as well, and the rest of those points will be shown to you guys. Of course, the points haven't been shown since the halfway point in the season to sort of keep it a little bit mysterious. And that'll be shown. That's the big one. The Billy Bremner Award is the big one, but there will be various categories like goal of the year, goal of the season, I should say, fans, player of the year, things along those lines. So there will be a lot of things that you guys can get involved in. So look forward to the next episode, because that's really where you guys are going to be able to have your say. Definitely keep your eyes out on that one. It should be out tomorrow. I've only not uploaded this career mode once. I should say, there's only been one day where I haven't uploaded the Leeds United Career Mode. I just took a break from uploading completely that day, just to sort of refresh my batteries. But for the long run, this is a daily career mode. I've always had that goal. So far we've been doing okay, other than that one day where I took a break. So yeah, overall, I think this career mode's gone well. This first season has actually gone very quickly, and I'm very happy, because the Premier League is the meat and potatoes of this career mode, and building this team in the Premier League is really what people want to watch, I believe. So I can't wait to get into the Premier League and play some better clubs. And one club that I don't know if they will be there or not is Sunderland. They've been in and out of the top 6, so as we're playing them here today, and this could be a big blow for them. They are fighting for top 6. And they're 2-0 down at the moment on the road to Leeds, away at Leeds, and that's how it ends, 2-0. Sunderland really brushing them aside almost, a bit too easy for Sunderland standards, and they are a team fighting for the top 6, so you'll see at the end of the episode whether or not they're in the top 6. I actually won't be showing who makes the playoffs in today's episode. You'll have to wait till next episode. You'll know which 2 teams get promoted, but you won't know who the 3rd team is until next episode. So, again, keep your eyes out on that, because there's some fantastic teams fighting that top 6. It's got to be said. Even the top 2, I don't even know who's going to finish 2nd. I'm pretty certain at this point we're going to finish 1st. 2 more wins in this episode will do it. So this away game at Preston North End, and then the next game, if we win both those games, that pretty much guarantee... Oh no, that does actually mathematically guarantee us the championship. So we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good, and we start this, or not start this game. The first highlight of this game comes in the 70th minute, where actually these highlights, I'm just showing the goals. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't know if it's obvious, but every highlight so far I think has been a goal. I'm pretty much just showing the goals. And this one in the 70th minute, Preston North End definitely making it difficult for us. I really thought we were going to go for a draw in this game, but like as you could see, like again, playing much better. And dominating, and I wouldn't say that this season's been easy, but I'm definitely bumping up the difficulty to Legendary when we get into the Premier League, because I want it to be very realistic. If we're winning games easily in the Premier League, I will not be happy. I want the Premier League to be a challenge. I want us to feel like a recently promoted team, so I really do believe that Legendary can get us to that next point. I hope, anyway. A lot of people have said that this game is easy even on Legendary. I felt that it's pretty balanced on World Class. There are days where I'm better and days where I'm worse. So I hope Legendary is a little bit more of the same, where it is balanced, and I do have a chance against some of the lesser teams, but, you know, the bigger teams are going to beat us. Like, for example, in the FA Cup, we beat Manchester City. I hope that doesn't happen in the league. You know, obviously I'm going to try to beat them when we actually play them, but I hope it's a challenge, enough of a challenge, and I hope City are quality enough to actually get a result against us, because really, they should be. But yeah, going into this game against Aston Villa, another team that I thought would be challenging for the top 6, or even at least their team on FIFA should probably be challenging for the top 6. Maybe not necessarily in real life. And they do go up 1-0 at Villa Park. They are at home, so you expect them to have the advantage. But Pablo Hernandez, who is leaving us at the end of the season to join Swansea, he's still wearing the captain's armband when Janssen and Saiz is not playing, because there's still a lot of respect there. I completely respect Pablo Hernandez's decision to join Swansea. There's been no bad blood between us. He still played games, and I tell you what, he's actually performed really, really well. I'm not sure if he's just trying to show Swansea what they're gonna get, or I don't know if he's trying to get into some form, but like, he's looked very, very good in the second half of the season, almost to the point where it's like, man, I actually kind of wish he wasn't going, just as a backup attacking mid-option. And he brings us back 1-1 into the game, but it's Pierre-Michel Lasogga, who's been our main striker for the season, of course, a player who's on loan, so potentially another player who could be leaving us at the end of the season permanently and not coming back. With Hernandez, you know, I don't know with Pierre-Michel Lasogga. I think I might leave this one up to you guys. I might be asking you that in the next episode, whether or not you guys want to keep him or not, because he is on loan, of course, and he has been hot and cold. So, I don't know. I'm still very undecided with a couple of the loan players. Borthwick Jackson is probably one that we're not going to bring back. Lasogga, it's 50-50 with Lasogga, to be honest. Pennington, the centre-back from, I believe, Everton, is another one where I'm considering if he's cheap enough, maybe bringing him back, because he's done a job when we've needed him, and I actually do like him. He's got some pace, but we do have some youth players coming through as well. So there's a lot of options for us in the next season, guys. And, we will be in the Premier League. We've beat Aston Villa. That guarantees us the title. We are the champions of the championship. That works out quite well. We are the champions for the championship this season. We do get first place, and so these last couple games are just formalities for us. Really, we can't go up or down in the table, but we will try and post as many points as we can, and especially just for confidence sake, to go on this winning run at the end of the season, where we have been inconsistent in some episodes, is very, very handy. So we're looking good. We go away to at home to Barnsley, and we start off fantastically. First 5 minutes, it's Sacco getting on the score sheet. Fantastically done. But realistically speaking, Barnsley is a team that we really should be beating anyway. I mean, regardless if we're comfortable at the top of the table or if we're struggling to fight relegation, Barnsley is a team that we should be beating with the team that we have. So, not too surprising that we get off to a really good start. It's a fantastic pass. I mean, just pick out Sacco, and he just does the rest. He makes it look so easy as well. Just takes the touch and finesse. Like, it's... just makes it look effortless. Oh, forget it. You know what I'm trying to say. No effort is what I'm trying to say. He makes it look easy. And we go 1-0 up, and, I mean, inherently we get very, very comfortable. And once again, it's Saiz getting on the score sheet, makes it 2-0. Fantastic finish. I mean, just too easy, I think, at the end of the day. Saiz, I don't know what it is with his shot compared to other people's shot, but it just feels like he's going to score every single time I shoot across the goal, or even near post in some cases, or long range, short range. It doesn't really matter. As long as I'm not putting finesse on it with Saiss, I feel like he's really, really good. His shot is fantastic, so I'm definitely looking forward to see how he does against Premier League teams, because I think he's at that level. And I would be surprised if we didn't get offers for, like, Saiss, especially. Of course, because we don't have Lasogga next season, you know, he's towards the top of the goal-scoring charts, but obviously we won't have him to sell him. I think Saiss is probably the most valuable asset in terms of that sort of thing, so I do want to keep a hold of him, but I understand at the same point, this is something I'm going to do in the future in this series, is if we do get offers from bigger teams, I'm going to have to consider it, because in real life, Leeds United would have to consider it, and I just have to do that. I'd have to play with that idea. I don't know if he has an actual release clause on his contract, because I don't think we've signed a new contract with him yet, so I don't know if his initial contract has a release clause, because he is Spanish, of course. I don't think it does. I hope it doesn't, at least, because people might be snatching him up for a very, very cheap price, so yeah, the transfer window is going to be very interesting for me, because I want to play it as realistic as possible, and if we do get offers from the bigger Premier League teams for our players, or even just a mid-table team, we're a recently promoted team, so we have to take that into consideration. I mean, Hernandez is moving to Swansea, so that should sort of be a telltale sign of what's going to happen in the next season in the summer transfer window in terms of teams coming in for our players. So we got to be wary of that. We're going to get offers. The only one player that I really think we should keep, just because I think he would stay, is Pontus Jansson. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Championship. I don't watch a lot of Leeds, but that man has passion from what I have seen, and it looks like he really loves Leeds United, and that's probably someone that we won't sell, but we will have to consider other options, you know, for other players that potentially get offers from bigger teams. I'm just going to put that out there now, so that no one is surprised. That is part of being a smaller club. Your players do get poached, and you do have to replace them. But look at Southampton. I mean, Southampton got not recently promoted, but when they did get recently promoted, they lost their players, and then they brought better players in, and again, they lost players, and they brought younger players with potential who fulfilled that potential, and again, they improved, and they've been through like a rough couple of seasons, but they got promoted, lost their players, and continued to stay and build in the Premier League, and they're now a consistent top half, or at least mid-table team, which is where I'm trying to get to with Leeds United in the next couple seasons. So even if we do lose players, we have to keep a positive mind that we can replace them. But going into this game away at Norwich, they were giving us a very, very troubling first 30 or so minutes. They got the penalty, but they were playing very, very well. But we do make it 2-1 through Pierre-Michel Lasogga, who's trying to wrap up the end of the season with a smile. His time here at Leeds United could be coming to an end. I don't know if we'll sign him next season, like I was saying before, so could be coming to an end, and if it is, he wants to leave it on a positive note, I assume. So we do go up 2-1 away at Norwich, and it was, again, one of the tougher games, I'd say, Norwich. And it seems like the teams on FIFA that are really good don't seem to really correlate in real life, so the teams with the naturally high rates of players because they were recently in the Premier League, or because they're just sort of more well-known, it doesn't really translate. So someone like a Norwich, I think in real life for Leeds United, would be a little less tough than what I found them, but we eventually do go 3-1 up. So I think the second half, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened at half-time. I don't know what the manager said, but they just sort of lost it at half-time. They were really pressuring us in the first half. I thought they were very, very good in the first half. In the second half, as you can see, we add another 2 goals, and we do make it 4-1. The exact same score line as it was against Fulham in the first game of today's episode, an away 4-1 win, which is very, very promising. We've had a lot of games this season where, yes, we've won, but we've not put more than 3 goals, and sometimes even 3 goals is a stretch past teams, I should say. So to put 4 goals away at Norwich and away at Fulham, I thought was really, really good, and we do end up getting the 4-1 win against Norwich, which I thought was fantastic. Pierre-Michel Lasogga leading the line. He picked himself up a 9.6 match rating and a man of the match. Alioski there with a decent rating as well, as we head into this game at home to QPR, another one of those teams that maybe in real life aren't the best, but in FIFA I always feel like, maybe because they were recently in the Premier League compared to some other teams, I feel like they're a little bit more challenging. Maybe I put that on myself. Maybe that pressure is added onto myself, but another interesting game here against QPR. I believe the last time we played them, they drew, or they picked up a win. I do remember them being difficult in the reverse fixture, so definitely a difficult one. Alioski picks up the ball here in the early stages of the game. He gives it to Lasogga, who just goes for a low-driven shot across goal, and he's looking like he's hitting another purple patch. I mean, he had one around the middle of the season. He's very hot and cold, though, so yeah, at the moment he's hot, for sure. He's scoring a lot of goals in today's episode, so another one to add to the tally. It's a great finish. He just takes his time. doesn't commit early, lets the keeper get in 2 minds, and then just puts it across goal. Very, very easy for Lasogga, who, similar to Sais, has a very good shot when it comes to just the power shot without the finesse. Speaking of Sais, he does pick up a goal there. Not really what I wanted to do, but it worked out either way. Sometimes I don't plan the things that happen in these episodes the way they happen, and as you can see, Sais is a Danny Sturridge fan. Let's just put it that way. He's a Sturridge fan, he does the Sturridge celebration. Hopefully that doesn't mean he's moving to Liverpool or anything like that, because that would be absolutely calamitous for us, but he's definitely a Daniel Sturridge fan with that celebration, and he does make it 2-0 against QPR going into the second half. So once again, a nice positive performance, and we're making, I think, 6 wins out of 6 in this episode, I think, if we beat QPR. Or is this the 7th game? No, this is the 7th game, so we're making a 7 from 7. Asais doubles up his own personal goal-scoring tally and puts us up 3-0, adds another goal here at home to QPR to pretty much guarantee us 7 wins from 7. It is. It's 7 wins from 7. Spoiler alert. We win the game. And it's 7 from 7 to end the season. I mean, that is just a fantastic way to end the season. And Sais, how fitting that Sais is the last man to score, or I guess, yeah, our last goal. He's the man to score our last goal in today's episode and today's season. He's not the man of the match. Very interesting in terms of the Billy Bremner Award. So at the end of the season, guys, this is what the table looks like, and what ends up being an 18-point lead to us over Middlesbrough. By 1 goal difference, Middlesbrough make the top 2 over Sheffield Wednesday, who also had 78 points and were also 18 points behind us. So unfortunate for them, they have missed out. But they do get a chance of getting the promotion through the playoffs. Brentford and Reading will play each other. Brentford coming in 4th, Reading in 5th. 1 point separating them. Also 1 goal difference separating them. And then again, another goal difference and another point separating 5th and 6th. Reading and then Sunderland. So Sunderland will play Sheffield Wednesday. Brentford will play Reading. That's in the next, or the results of those are in the next episode, guys. And we'll see who gets promoted. Ipswich missing out on 2 points. Otherwise, you had Derby County missing out by 5 and QPR missing out by 5. Wolverhampton Wanderers finishing in 13th with 19 losses is just astonishing how much of a turnaround that is. I cannot believe what happened to Wolverhampton in that second half of the season. But that's it, guys. That is the end of today's episode. In the next episode, like I said during today's video, there will be a lot of stuff going. We'll show you the results. We'll show you the squad report. We'll take a look at the top goal scorers, the assists. We'll take a look at the Premier League and see who's gotten relegated as well. And then we'll move on to the different categories that you guys can vote on. Then the episode after that, we will have the award show, or something like a show, where we will show you guys the results of your votes and also who's won the Billy Bremner Award. And then after that, guys, we're in the Premier League and it's transfer window time. So a lot of things are happening in the next 3 or so episodes. So definitely leave a like if you're excited for that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.